Well, hello, and finally, here we are on our very, very last day of our Finding Your Mojo in 2023 workshop. I have to say, I have loved this week so much, and the feedback has been phenomenal. I do apologize that I'm late starting. My internet disappeared just as I was about to go live, so I had to get technical support to help me. So I'll sit here and hopefully that you haven't been in already and have gone off because I wasn't live at 1 o'clock. So hopefully somebody's there. Will you please do a sound check for me as well? Tell me that you can see me okay and you can hear me okay and there's no delay and all of that, because I don't know what happened. As some of you are coming in, great. I'm so sorry we're late getting started. But I just couldn't. The internet just went just like that, and everything had to be rebooted and sorted. And I'm not very technical, so I had to get help. And it's always good to ask for help. Lots of people coming in. Listen, tell me where you are in the world, and tell me what the weather is like. We've actually got sunshine back today. It's still very windy, and it's definitely cooler. I had a big roaring fire going last night. So you're very, very welcome if you're joining in live, and you are equally welcome if you're joining in on the replay. And remember too that the replay for all of the week's workshops are available and there for you if you want to catch up on them. Yeah, lots of people coming in. So listen, today I thought I'd wrap up with a piece about manifestation, because I think lots of people have ideas of what manifestation is, but they're not really sure, and they're certainly not sure how to do it. There's a love heart, get the love hearts going, lots of love hearts, lots of thumbs up, and then other people will get the notification and they won't miss it because they might have come in at 1 o'clock when I couldn't get live. All perfect here. Hello to all. Snowy still, my goodness. Snowy in Derry. Hola, can see and hear you in Bristol. Very frosty. Gosh, well, it's lovely here. I'm looking at the sun on the med and it's gorgeous, but it's still a little bit nippy. So yeah, plenty of love hearts, plenty of thumbs up. And actually, one of the girls, Sandra, sent me a lovely message, an Insta message yesterday to say that she, what was it? Can I remember exactly what she said? It was all about, she said she'd done lots of sunny and dry in Sligo. That's brilliant. That might be Nuala, maybe. I hope it is. If it is, I'm sending you big hugs. And whoever it is in Sligo, I'm sending you big hugs as well. But I think it was about manifestation, affirmations, all the things that we've covered this week. She said that she had done lots of study, lots of reading, but it never made sense to her until this week that I had simplified it. And I like to keep things simple because that's the way. My word for 2023 is ease in absolutely everything that I do. So I wanted to make this very simple for you as well. I wanted to make it a process that you get used to, that it's just like breathing, brushing your teeth, popping in your contact lenses, whatever. That is what I want all of this to do for you. Hi there, you're late. I was late. You're not late. I was late. I was very late because I had no internet and I could not get through into the studio. But listen, manifestation, it's a term that's bandied about a lot. And there's a lot of nonsense written about and thought about manifestation. So what manifestation is not, and it is something that I know works, and some of you here know that it works as well because you've done it and you know it works, but there is a process. You don't just say, I want to move house tomorrow, or you find a house on the internet and you say, I want to live in that house, or you see a holiday somewhere and you think, right, I want to go there with my entire family, and you just sit and wait for it to come. Or you say, I'm going to win the lottery. And I don't believe in winning the lottery, to be honest. I think you are your own lottery ticket. If whatever you want, you can provide for yourself, and you don't need a couple of million to do it. Trust me, you don't. So that's what manifestation is, not just something that you think about and do nothing about and hope that it happens, because you'd be terribly disappointed. It's not going to happen. And I think some of the information out there might make you think that that's all you have to do. You just say, I want this, and that's it. You sit there and you have a cup of tea and another cup of tea, and nothing happens. So manifestation is a process, okay? And if you want to manifest something, you must start with the end goal in sight. Talked about this. I devoted a whole workshop to this during the week, and it was pretty powerful. This was a game changer for me when I realized that I needed to start with the end. I needed to start with the absolute clear picture of what it is that I wanted. So you must visualize exactly what you want. You have to be so clear. You have to be so specific. Um, don't leave any ambiguity in what you want. Sunny but cool and looking. Great words of wisdom, man. That's Breach. Thank you. Totally agree with you. Thank you. Breach is in Sligo. Okay, brilliant and sunny and dry. But you have to be laser specific. I gave you the analogy before. I was wearing a pink dress, and I said, if you ask for a pink dress with a high neck and short sleeves, and you describe it in perfection, and you know exactly what you're looking for, I tell you, you'll find it. But if you say, I want a new dress, you might get a green one with long sleeves and a plunging neckline, which is not what you wanted at all. So I'm telling you this because I know this is true. Start with the end goal in sight. Be so, so, so specific. If you have a vision board, put what you want to manifest on your vision board. I actually haven't got a vision board this year. And I actually got rid of the one that I had last year because I was upgrading it. And I thought, you know what, I'll start again. And maybe someday I'll do a vision board with you. I need to buy a printer. I don't have a printer here because I don't need to have one. But I do a physical vision board, and I actually stick the pictures on, and I put it opposite my desk, or opposite my chair at the desk, so that I can see it all the time. And what I want is actually, I'm seeing it all of the time. Thoughts become things. What you think about happens. So if you're a vision board person, maybe we'll do that another day, but not today. So visualize exactly what you want. Exactly. Specifically. Be so, so, so specific. Like, giving you an example, way back, would it have been, it's more than a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, maybe longer than a year and a half ago, when we decided that we wanted this house in Spain. I had the clearest picture of how it would look like. I did that visualization exercise every single morning. I did it outside in the rain and the wet and the wilds, as well as in the sunshine. But I knew exactly what the house looked like. I knew everything about it. It was like going into Argus, and Argus is leaving Ireland now, with your number and saying, this is exactly what I want. I don't want this one. I want this one. And it has got blah, 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 blah. It's a bit like when I decided the boys were growing up and bigger now, and I didn't need a people carrier anymore. So I thought, right, I've been a mum and driving a mum's car and a football mum for years and years and years. So I journaled and I said, I want a red Mercedes CLK convertible, 2 litre, with a black soft top and cream leather interior. And I think I had walnut finish. Okay, that's how specific I was. And then this is where you get into the next bit of manifestation. You must trust. You have to trust in the outcome. You absolutely must trust. And I remember when I used to write this, I had no idea how I was going to afford it, how I was going to buy it, whatever. But I started going on carzone.ie. And guess what? Because I remember I saw one of my neighbours driving down the road in her car, a black CLK. I didn't want black, I wanted red. And lo and behold, I got the red. And then Neil said, do you really want that car? One day he said, do you really want that car? And I said, yeah, I really want that car. And I got that car. But I was so specific. And that's an extreme sort of, that was a big thing. And I remember I was so tickled pink. I loved that car. It was my lipstick. It was just like an extension of me and my personality. And the boys hated it because there was no space in the back for their legs. But I got it by being super, super, super specific, and then trusting that somehow it was going to happen. And that trust bit is really, really, really important. You have to believe. There was another time where I wanted to get something, and it was a really big investment, and I didn't know how I was going to come up with the cash to do it. And you know what? But I trusted that it was going to happen. And I did my the abundance, the one way that you were bopping around the kitchen to yesterday, the financial abundance meditation. I actually forgot to do it today because I'm doing the 21-day challenge, and I will do it when I'm finished now. But Margaret's in as well. She got me. She's in Tenerife, lying in the sunshine, having a ball. Now I've lost my train of thought, Margaret. But yes, there was something I really, really wanted, and it was a bit out of reach. But I trusted. I absolutely, and I almost conned myself into believing it. I kept saying, I know this is going to happen, and I trusted that it was going to happen. And I went through the motions of how it was going to happen, and I did that financial abundance meditation every single day. And it did come. It actually did come. It was miraculous. It was the first time I did the 21-day, and I think every single day for many days, there was a positive deposit every single day, which was quite extraordinary. So you have to get yourself into the frame of mind. You have to get your energy right. You have to believe, 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 believe. Because if you don't believe, it actually won't happen. And this is where we get caught up in the worthiness, do I deserve this? I'm asking for too much. I'm being greedy looking for this. Who am I to think, going back to the self limiting beliefs of yesterday, who am I to think I deserve this? Well, you know what I want you to do? Took this back, my old diary. I had great fun reading through that last night, actually. And I want you to, over the weekend, get a picture of yourself at age 7. And if you have a journal, stick it in your journal. And if you don't, take a photograph of it and keep it on your phone. Take a screenshot or whatever. Because that little girl was worthy of whatever she wanted, whatever dream she had, whatever aspirations. And one of the girls, Joanna, said to me that when she listened to yesterday's replay, she said that in school, that brought her back so clearly, because in school she wanted to be a teacher. And somebody said to her, you can't be a teacher, you sing like a crow. And that was it. And that made me think of something, because in school I did think briefly about being a teacher, and I can't sing a note. And that was brought up to me as well. But I think, to be honest, I was probably a better nurse than I would have been a teacher of small children. And I was definitely a better theatre nurse. I think I thrive on drama, and, the more the blood and the more the emergency, the better the camera I became. So, but it's interesting, isn't it? So your 8-year-old, 7-year-old self would have thought you were worthy of absolutely anything. So whatever it is that you want, and I would invite you to try this. If you don't believe a word of what I'm saying, Kavina McCauley's here in Snowy Derry, and she didn't believe, maybe 2 years ago, she didn't believe a word of what I was saying, but she tried it anyway, and she turned into the most superb manifester that I have ever come across. It is unbelievable what she has achieved, and because she followed the process. Kavita is very logical and analytical, and she followed the process, and it worked. But she didn't believe. So maybe go for something small, just to try it as an experiment and see how you go. And keep in touch with me, because I'd love to know how you get on. You'll surprise yourself. You really will surprise yourself. And then you'll start getting more ambitious, and you'll start asking for the bigger things. And then you'll go through the process of obtaining the bigger things. And during the week, I told you, when we decided exactly what type of house and what everything looked like, outside, inside, everything, the spec, everything, location, absolutely everything. I didn't just stop there hoping that maybe someday I'd do an internet trawl and I would find this house. Joanne, I was just talking about you. It's lovely to see you coming in. I sent you an email earlier, or an inbox message. But I didn't just sit and hope that someday we'd find this. I made the phone calls. I rang every estate agent immobiliaria that I could find in the area. I got our Spanish friend Elena to talk to them in Spanish, so they knew that we were absolutely serious. And even when the ones told me that what you want, it doesn't exist, I still kept going, because I knew it existed. I knew I would find it. I absolutely knew I would find it. It took me a while. But then when we found it, we made a decision like that. And I think in life we do make decisions, the big decisions we make very, very quickly. And I think it's because I'm older now, I'm gut-led. I know what's right and what's not right. And I do believe in this. Oh, you're so welcome, Joanna. Joanna is coming all the way from West Cork. To our day in Harvey's Point. I can't believe that. And Maura Mackey, my interior designer friend in Cork, sent me a message this morning to say she was going to come too, but it's her mum's birthday and they're all going away to celebrate her birthday. But oh my God, and somebody from Tipperary actually, Demna booked this morning as well. So it's going to be a gathering of, my goodness, a cross-country gathering. And it's so true. Small steps and take the plunge. You will not regret it. You know what? I want you to have confidence in yourself now. You've been listening to me for the last week. I suspect that's Breach, because she knows this. Or maybe it's Kavina. I don't know. Because these girls know. They've done it. They're walking the talk. And talking, they're walking the walk and talking the talk. They're doing it all, and they're doing it every day of their life. Of course, why not? A birthday gift to myself, because you deserve it, Joanna. You are worth it. I almost had L'Oreal actually giving us things for our goodie bags, but that didn't work out because we're worth it. I thought, yeah, L'Oreal, but we'll have other gorgeous things in our goodie bag. I've even got a little bit of booze in your goodie bag, so we will celebrate in style in Harvey's Point. Greetings from an Arctic Donegal, Philomena. Oh God, well, look at wrap up well and enjoy it. But I'm deviating as I always do. You know how easily distracted I get. Trust in the outcome, believe it's going to happen, and then you take the action to make it happen. And even if even if you're not sure what that action is, because you're trusting and you're trusting in the outcome, the opportunity and the ideas will come to you. They absolutely will. And your creativity, might go into overdrive, and you might do things differently to things you never did before. I know quite a few you who have asked for meditations are, considering job changes that you're frightened about. Maybe a job that you've been in for the last 10 or 20 years, but you feel there's more and that you have more to give and more to offer. And because maybe of bad relationships or bullying in the workplace or subliminal self-limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, you haven't the inner confidence. And if anybody's looking for change, I would urge you to come and join us in Harvey's Point, because I know that the energy that day is going to be powerful. And I've handpicked my guests not just because they're expert in what they do, but I've handpicked them because of their mindset, their attitude, their supporting of other women. This is going to be a group of like-minded women. Every woman in that room is going to have a common thread, and people are going to come in at varying levels of confidence and self-belief. But I know that at the end of the day, you are going to be immersed in, if you've got anything, if you've got a teeny, teeny, teeny bit of good out of this week, I can promise you that this is nothing. This is the icing, not the icing on the cake, the tip of the iceberg of what you're going to get that day. And this is something that's going to last and stay with you forever and ever. That's a lofty claim, but I mean it. And the girls who've done my boot camp, what you are capable of with the right support, with the right guidance, with the right teachings, with the right gang of girls around you. And I'm delighted to say that many of my boot campers who I haven't met in person are going to be there on that day. I was just thinking about this last night. It's going to be a very emotional day because, we're coming from all over the country to converge in this gorgeous spot in Donegal. And, we got through lockdown together. We got through all this time together. We got through boot camp together. And now we're getting together in a real room where we can hug and chat and laugh. And it's going to be gorgeous. Can't wait. Can't wait. And I'm not even getting phased anymore by what I have to do between now and then. I've loads to do. But I'm getting there step by step, day by day. It's all happening. So take the action. You have to take the action. And let me tell you something as well. Be prepared for this. You will be challenged. You will be tested. The universe might just throw a little trip in your step or something to trip you because you're being tested to see, do you really want this? Do you really, really, really want it? So go with the flow. Accept the tests and the challenges that come along the way. Divert from them if you can, or just ride through them if that's an easier thing to do. But accept that there will be challenges. This is life, It's not perfect, so there will be challenges. Yes, you'll be tested, but you will get there. And what's your secret sauce at the end of the day? This is the one thing that I am sort of, every single day I talk about this. It begins with G, and it's all about your gratitude. So when you want to manifest, you go into gratitude overload. So you really put feeling into your gratitude list in the morning. When you're journaling, you journal in the present tense and you journal all the things that are wonderful in your life this day. And you'll do this every single day. So coupled with your gratitude work, you will journal. If you really want to manifest something, you're going to journal about it. You're going to write it down. You're going to write it in the present tense and you're going to write it very clearly, very specifically. And if you're a visual person, get a picture or even draw. I can't draw, believe it or not, this interior designer can't draw. I can do technical drawing. I can draw you a set of plans, but I couldn't draw you a picture. So whatever floats your boat, if you have a picture in your journal, see, my journal is words. It's all words. I don't have any picture except that little one that I deliberately put there of me when I was 7. But whatever does it for you. And you know what? If the thought of writing in your journal really leaves you cold, You can have an online journal. You can do it on your laptop. It's better. And I know the girls who journal will tell you it's better if you put pen to paper. We don't write much anymore. And when I write, I try to write nicely. So sometimes my brain would work far faster than my hand, and my hand would have trouble keeping up. But so I'll slow down a little bit and I'll write, but the words will just come from me. And sometimes I'm amazed at what actually pours once I get stuck in. It's like a pen. I said this yesterday, it takes on a life of its own and just does it. And it's pretty incredible. And reading back over your journal is a lovely thing to do and a very satisfying thing to do. And this is why I enjoyed reading this yesterday or last night. I took it to bed with me. When you read back over what you were looking for, what you asked for, what you worked towards, and then that you got it, so you can actually tick that off, that is so, so, so satisfying, and that will give you the courage. So I think start small if you want to, start big if you want to, go bold or go home has always been my mantra. But just start. I want you to think about something that you really want in your life, and then go through this process, this manifestation process, until you actually get it. What's that? That's a message coming in. Don't know what that is. It's on my phone. And when you're doing your gratitude, get support, get additional support. So find guided visualizations or guided meditations that you enjoy. I sent anybody who asked, or most people who asked for them, got those. There's maybe 2 or 3 that haven't, but you will get those today. It took me so long because, to be honest, excuse me, and I still haven't found a health meditation that I'm completely happy with. So I'm only going to send you something that I would happily use myself, or that I have used myself. And that's why it's taken me so long. It reminded me at the time, I said, I'm going to do write a piece about what paint colors to put where in north, south, east, and west. And then I had to try all the paints. It took me forever, hours and hours and hours and hours. But lots of people got lots of value from that. So I want you to get value from your meditations as well, because I have found, I was so late to the power of manifestation and meditation and guided affirmations and journaling that I won't let it make me sad that I didn't do it earlier. I'm actually very grateful that I do it now, and I have been doing it for a couple of years. So what you're going to do is trust. Trust and believe that the universe will deliver. I don't want you to think about the how. How is actually not your business. Once you know what you want, once you're very, very, very clear about what you want, and once you take the steps to move things so that you're in alignment to get what you want, it's not up to you. The universe will absolutely give you what you want. And don't worry about the how. Now, if anybody's feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or if I'm overwhelming you with too much information, but I'm trying to keep it simple, I do have a lovely meditation to help with overwhelm. And some of you have it, and some of you are using it actually with 1 or 2 people who've had difficult diagnosis, health diagnoses, and they're overwhelmed by that. So I do have that if anybody wants it, but that would help you in pretty much any situation in your life. And it's a very simple meditation, but I think it's quite powerful as well. So manifestation is as simple as that. Visualize very, very clearly, and then take the action towards achieving your goal. And along the way, practice your gratitude and always believe, always trust that the outcome is going to happen. Okay, and do be prepared for those little stumbles that happen along the way, because they do happen along the way, and they're there to trip you up and just to test you, and you'll pass that test and you'll move on to the next step of your manifestation process. So that's our wrap up. I can't believe the week has gone by so fast, and I don't think I've done many challenges before. I don't think I've ever enjoyed one as much as this, and I've certainly never got as much feedback from anybody as I have here. Honestly, I just can't believe it. I'm blown away. Fabulous behind the scenes messages coming in, and private messages, and I appreciate every single one of them. So if you're coming in on the replay tonight or tomorrow or over the weekend, send me a little hashtag replay. If you've got a question, please ask me. Now, one thing I've decided to do, because I'm definitely going to miss this, I've enjoyed this very, very much. So for you girls in boot camp, I have decided every Thursday from now on, I'm going to do a workshop, a themed workshop every week, every Thursday, into the Finding Your Fabulous Bootcamp members group, because I think you've enjoyed this. It raises your energy. I think it keeps things flowing, and I'll enjoy it too. It'll be very, very good for me. So that's something that you can look forward to starting next Thursday. And I have a bit of bootcamp news as well. I told you yesterday that bootcamp is starting up officially. The new season of bootcamp is starting up the week after Harvey's Point. I think it is the 3rd of March. And don't worry about not starting things on the 1st of January. I actually read this morning um, that tomorrow, the 21st of January, is apparently the day that most people give up their New Year's resolutions. And if you think about it, February is the start of the lunar year. So you start when you start, you know. And this is giving you a nice, gentle introduction into all of this that works. So bootcamp opens the day, yeah, the 3rd of March. And I've done something this time, because once you join bootcamp, you join forever. So the girls who are there will join the next tranche and the next tranche. It's always there for them. Always, always, always. There's no gym, no gym, what I call it, membership that you have to renew. So this year I'm doing something different. I'm actually going to do a yearly plan, a 12 monthly plan, so you can do bootcamp for €43 a month, because I know the investment was big, and it was a big chunk of money to spend, even though I think it's the best investment you could give in yourself, because you're going to give yourself a whole new lease of life, a whole new set of skills, a whole new confidence, a whole new everything, because if you've enjoyed what we do here, well, bootcamp takes us to another level, and you have all the modules, all those videos forever and ever and ever. And people dip in and dip out. Gavina calls it the gift that keeps on giving, because she says sometimes if she's challenged, she'll just go back to that particular module, and she will it'll just kickstart her again. So anyway, so if anybody would like to get on the wait list for the next series of bootcamp, send me a message, because I've started a wait list. And if anybody wants to join us in Harvey's Point, please do. I'll put the link here again. A few people asked me yesterday for the link, and I did put it in, but I know the links get lost because all the comments come in. But I'll put the link through. I put the link for bootcamp in, and I'll put the link in for Harvey's Point, because I think for the moment all roads are leading to bootcamp. All roads are leading to fabulous. I want as many women as possible to experience what I am currently experiencing in my life. And let me tell you, there's nothing different about me. I'm the same as everybody else. But I discovered this, and it worked to transform my life. From the place that I was in, that was sad and depressed, and although I wasn't clinically depressed, but I was down. I was feeling down, definitely feeling down, unmotivated, extremely negative. Couldn't open up to my friends. I was almost ashamed to tell anybody, because on the outside, probably everything looked exactly the same, but inside I was really falling apart, crumbling. I'd lost my mum, postmenopause, boys growing up not needing their mum so much anymore, lots of things, lots and lots and lots of things. We made a bad financial decision that was very worrying at the time. Lots of things that just hit the way life hits. And this is what saved me. This is what got me back and transformed everything, honestly. So at 62, I am so thankful and grateful, and I would love you all to join me on the voyage. So I really, really do appreciate you taking the time to come in every day. I really appreciate your gorgeous messages of support. And stay in touch with me. And listen, if you want that, do you know what I might do? I might put the overwhelm meditation link here, because then that's easy, and just try it out and see. You mightn't like it, because it's a bit like an audiobook. You mightn't like the author's delivery, and you mightn't like their accent. But for me, I love all these guys that I listen to, and they're mostly guys. They are actually. Love Mike Dooley, and he's got a funny accent, but I love it. And I love Bob Baker as well. Thanks, Anne. I could use the overwhelm meditation sometimes. I have a few for you in mind, actually. Can you please share that when you have a moment? Thanks for your commitment and time this week. Enjoyed it. See you Thursday next. Hopefully you will see me, and then you'll see me in Harvey's Point. Great minds just sent the above, and you said you'd share it. Now, you see, that is an absolutely flippin' brilliant example, because Rosari wanted that guided meditation. And she sent me a message. So she had the thought first, then she took the action, but the universe had responded first, because I had posted that message. I had said that I was going to give it before she had written that. And that's a perfect, brilliant example of how this process works. Thanks so much for this week. Really enjoyed it and learned a lot. See you in Harvey's Point. Can't wait to see you all. I really and truly am I'm really excited about it. Excited about all of it. Thanks for giving us your time this weekend. Thanks, Margaret. Enjoy the rest of your holidays and have a safe flight back. Um, I am, yeah, you know what? I'm humbled, but I'm just humbled and delighted by the people that have said yes to me. And that, by that I mean the people, the wonderful women who are my guests, women that I honestly have girl crushes on, all of them. They're just amazing. And women who have decided they're going to come and spend time to improve their mindset and improve their life and improve everything about themselves. Because I can tell you, I know in my heart and soul that you're going to walk out differently and you'll certainly take away something good, if not something phenomenal. Um, okay. Right, on that note, I'm going to go because I don't want to keep you too long. So, listen, I do thank you. I'm going to miss these sessions so much. So, that's why you girls in Bootcamp are getting a bonus now because we're going to have a session there every Thursday. And if anybody wants to know about Bootcamp, just send me a friendly message and I'll let you know all about it. Or you can even chat to some of the girls and see if it's for you or not. If I think it's not for you, I will tell you that as well. But I only ever had to turn one person away. Two people actually. One lady actually was suffering from serious clinical depression, and boot camp was not the answer for her. Most definitely not. And somebody else was going through a bereavement and a very difficult bereavement. And it wasn't the right time for her either. She needed to grieve and go through that process. But listen, I've loved every minute of this week. I absolutely have. So wrap up well if it's cold. And if it's sunny, when you get out in the sun, if it's safe to walk and it's not slippy, get out and get a bit of fresh air and do something really lovely for yourself this weekend. So thanks a million for your company. I just loved it, loved every second of it. And yeah, so I'm sure I'll be back at some point next week and I'll definitely be in the bootcamp group on Thursday. I'll let you know about that. You get plenty of notice. And for those of you that are going to see in Harvey's Point, just come up to me, introduce yourselves because I'm hoping I'll recognize loads and loads of faces, but just please don't be shy. Even if you're an introvert, I want you to. And I said this to somebody the other day who's coming on her own. If you're an introvert and the thought of walking into a room full of women that you don't know scares you, will you let me know? Send me a private little message and I'll hook you up with some of the girls so that you'll have your best buddy waiting for you with a big smile on her face to nurture you the minute you walk in the door. Hello, Jane. How are you? Jane might be just popping in now, but we're wrapping up. But Jane, you can catch us on the replay. So listen, stay safe, stay fabulous. Do try and practice a little bit of what I've been talking about all week, and you might just see a lot of magic sprinkled on your life moving forward. Stay safe, stay fabulous. I'll talk to you all really, really soon. If I can see the end button. It's so bright sometimes I just cannot see it. But yeah, Jane says she's going to pop in on the. John is an introvert. Okay, but you're bringing a friend. That's okay. You're going to be in a group of friends anyway. That I can promise you. It is going to be a day for the extroverts and the introverts alike, for sure. Okay, I found the button, so I'm off. See you later, guys.